Forestry has been so fun so far, and at first I didn't really understand it because there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot going on. There's so much going on, in fact, that Jagex actually has to release it in 2 parts. First part dropped June 28th, and the second part's gonna drop sometime in September. The first part of your forestry journey is gonna be finding the friendly forester. He is here in Draenor behind the bank, and he is right out front of the Sears Bank. So we're going to click him, and you are going to select your very own forestry kit. Now this thing, it holds a lot of shit, let me tell you. I have one myself, and obviously I've been chopping. This Anima Infused Bark is like a currency that you're going to use with him. And yeah. Like I said, there's a lot going on. And in true Jagex fashion, with any new activity or content, they have introduced actual worlds. So 388, 444, 487, and 510 are all for forestry, which is pretty sweet because when you chop a tree, it's just you, right? But if somebody joins you, you both get an additional woodcutting level. Up to 10! There can be 10 of you, and it's a plus 10 boost. But it does not work in the Woodcutting Guild, and it does not work on trees you've grown with farming. And as you can see, the willows in Draenor Village have not changed much. They are still just as popular as ever. God, all these people, it's so cool. And with a short Camelot teleport and a run to the west, we run into the other friendly forester, as I said, right in front of the Sears Bank. And this tends to be for more of the higher level folks because they love these yew trees. But still, if yew trees really aren't your speed and you want to do something a little more, Xeric's teleport, the Xeric's Talisman teleport to the glade, and you are spawned right on top of these magic trees. Now, with the other 2 locations, you might get a leprechaun event and hear people complain. But that's just because the banks are so close in Draenor and Sears. Hosidius, people still do complain because the bank's not too far, but people would rather prefer a root event or a sapling event, if I'm being honest. Speaking of a sapling event, this is what it looks like. And the Runelight Woodcutting plugin has recently added a forestry branch. Now, the idea is to collect 3 things to make a mulch. It could be 3 droppings like I just did. I got 10% on that. That wasn't too good, but you'll see people calling out this code M2 ORMR. It means rotten. And then we want mushrooms. And then we want rotten again. And if you get 100% on your mulch, like I just did, you'll see a little 60 hit splat. And the idea is to get as many of those as we can. Hopefully people won't mess it up too bad. And at the end, we will get a good chunk of that tasty anima that we're all after. This is one of the events you should be doing, though. The other one is roots, and hopefully we'll get that next. There is also a beaver recolor. It's called a funky log that you can use if you have a beaver. Nice. We now have a thriving sapling. I got 87 bark and magic leaves. Also, probably one of the coolest things about forestry, I completely slipped my mind. Trees don't despawn for the amount of logs chopped anymore. They are on a timer. And if I remember correctly, redwood trees are 6 minutes, magics are 4 minutes, yews are 2 minutes. And the other ones, I'm not too sure, but the info is on the wiki. Gonna make sure I link that down in the description below if anybody wanted to do some light reading. Also, one small thing to mention, if you have a random event that spawns for you during a forestry event, please either take care of it or dismiss it, because everybody running around like this, people get very, very frustrated when they click on your event and they don't get to click on their ingredient that they need. And I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm just trying to save you some frustration. Just a little bit of, I guess, forestry etiquette. Another little tidbit of forestry etiquette. There's 2 magic trees here. Ideally, the other people chopping that tree are probably going to finish chopping it before... No, maybe not before we finish our event. Oh, see, I clicked on an event. Move, Rick. Let me get my droppings. I have a sapling to grow. But any second now, this magic tree could go down and the thriving sapling won't be grown yet. Okay, or make a liar out of me. But you want to try to avoid having both of these trees be chopped and regrowing at the same time, because that will cut into your XP rates. So don't be that one. Chop with the group, please. Thank you. Yeah, you see this guy? Don't be this guy. Don't be that guy. Yay, this is the coveted roots event that just spawned, you guys. The first round of root spawns are all normal brown roots. Just pick one, start chopping. The next round of roots that spawn, you see these little green? These roots are better. Regular roots give you 2 anima. Green roots give you 6. If you're not chopping green roots, where are you even at, bro? Green roots, best roots. People might scream Groots, which means green root, not the superhero Groot. Sometimes the roots can spawn a little far away, but it is totally worth it. You can get so much XP so fast, and everybody is going to need this currency. But this is pretty much the roots event. This is top priority. The struggling sapling, second priority. Honestly, personally, I don't even bother with the bee event, but I'm going to show you. I just have to wait for it. Oh my goodness, I had to show this to you guys too. 3 different beavers. Normally you only see that kind of thing at the GE, but they are so cute. Jagex cooking pet when? Comment down below if you think there should be a cooking pet, because I sure do. And I have Entity Hider turned on for this because I finally got a leprechaun. Well, not me, somebody. But this is what they do. And if you have the log basket, you can use the log basket on him too. Similar to when you use a leprechaun for farming. And yeah, sends all the logs in your basket to the bank as well. And this is the probably most disliked event, the flower bushes / bees. It's kind of like the roots where things change, but the idea is to find the 2 flowers that will give you pollen, and you just click back and forth between the 2. And other people doing this also helps. Sometimes the flowers are close together like this, and sometimes they're not, but people don't really like this event because, as you can see, clicking back and forth only gets me 1 bark at a time. That's not really preferable to when you get green roots, and even the sapling event. So people do not like when you bring bees on a stick. And it reset again. There's a really far one over here. And this is the really far one. So I'm getting to show you guys everything. But I also have to say that this event is the longest out of all of them so far. When phase 2 gets dropped in September, there's going to be probably double the events. So there's 4 now. I think there's going to be like 8 different ones. And it's over. I got 76 bark out of that. And I'm sure you can see why people don't really care for this one too much. We're back at the Friendly Forester now. And if you have been following along so far and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button on the road to 1K subs. And we've gone through how you do forestry, what the events are, and how those work. But we've got a bunch of this Anima Infused Bark. Now, the most popular question is, what do you spend it on? What is the very first thing that you want to buy? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's this log basket. It costs 5,000 anima, which you can get in probably 2 or 3 hours, depending on how hard you're going. 300 oak logs noted and 300 willow logs. Now, if you ask me, this is so easy to buy. We have our log slot compared to the herb pouch, plank sack, all that other jazz. This was super easy to get. Not gonna lie. So even if you absolutely hate woodcutting, don't want to do forestry, at least get this log basket, because it is going to let you hold 28 additional logs, which, if you're going to go for 99 woodcutting, is going to lessen those trips to the bank. We started out with our free forestry kit, and we got our beefy log basket, but let's talk about a few of the other things in this shop. The Secutor blade, you buy this for 20 bark, 10 noted oaks, and 5 noted willows, and then you use it with an iron bar, assuming you have 35 smithing and woodcutting, to make the end result item that can be bought and sold on the GE. Pretty much same for the ritual mulch. You can get extra logs while you woodcut, but it uses a hide to your herb, so unless you have a bunch of those just sitting around and you're an Iron Man, you probably would much rather buy the end result on the GE. Clover insignias, these are for the leprechaun event. If you have them either on you or in your forestry kit, there's a chance it will spawn a leprechaun. You need an emerald and a ball of wool and these stats to make it, and it can be bought and sold on the GE. Powdered pollen is for the wildflower bee event. You need these things, and you gotta be near a beehive, but I mean, there's one here right by Sears Village with 1,535 wood cutting. Again, the end product, the bee on a stick, you can buy and sell in the GE. Log brace, these take a hefty chunk of things, but there's a reason for it. They go for about $500,000 right now on the GE. When forestry first dropped, they were selling for up to $7 a pop. You need these skills and these items to make the finished product, of course. And what do you do with it? Well, you combine the log brace. It is used to make the sturdy harness. Gosh, oh, I'm such a ditz. Which you can combine your forestry kit and your log basket into one wearable item. But I do not recommend doing that right now, because right now, as is, it should be getting fixed, hopefully. Jagex, come on. Your log basket. You can click use and click on the leprechaun, and it takes the logs from the basket to your bank. After you combine your forestry kit and the log basket, it does not work the same, and I do believe that is a broken feature. And you can also buy the clothes pouch blueprint, which is the blueprint for the clothing pouch. You can store your lumberjack outfit, you can store your forestry outfit in here, and that is so good, such a space saver. And then the funky shaped log. This is the recolor for your beaver, if you have a beaver. Definitely pretty pricey, but that is exactly what I would expect. Then you have the lumberjack boots. The lumberjack set, totally, it costs 5,000 anima. And then you have to buy the lumberjack set, or get the lumberjack set, in order to get the forestry set, which also will cost you another 5,000 Anima Infused Bark. Now, I know that's a lot of info, and this is only the part 1 of the forestry activity update for woodcutting, but I hope this was an informational experience for you guys, and I hope to see you out here woodcutting on one of these forestry worlds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya!